On New Canadians, we're pleased to be with Sheila Wiebe, Park Ranger for Ontario Parks. Sheila, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the beauty that Ontario has to offer. I think a lot of it is unknown, especially for New Canadians. So what can you tell us about it?
Well, Ontario Parks preserves over 330 provincial parks and the landscapes within those parks. So it's the natural and cultural features specific and special to Ontario that people can explore. They can go camping, hiking, fishing, biking, swimming in these environments, the landscapes, the fall colors, the spring wildflowers. There's so much at every season to explore.
Right, so let's talk about some of those activities. You just talked about camping, for example. What can you tell us about that?
Well, usually camping is between like mid-May and the end of October for a lot of the provincial parks. So that's summer camping. You can go tenting. If you have a trailer, you can go RVing and go on a trailer. We also have yurts, cabins, lodges, and cottages for those that don't have the equipment or the storage for those facilities. They can still be in a provincial park and go camping or glamping, if you call it that, in a provincial park and still have that experience to go explore.
And for an average cost for a family, what does that look like for visitors?
Right now, the fees are about $46 for a site. The yurts range just under $100 for each night. And I'm not sure actually what the cost per lodges or cabins are. It would be slightly higher than the yurt, but it allows them, it's relative to the cost of a hotel or a motel or something like that, but it gives you the chance to be in a provincial park and you can have a campfire and a barbecue and experience all those things.
Great.
So a day visit for here at Bronte Creek Provincial Park is $17 a car. So access into a park for the day is by vehicle or per vehicle. We also have a summer pass, a winter pass, and an annual pass, which is great value because that not only gets your family in for the day once, it's that season pass, which is valid at all provincial parks.
Right. Now, for Canadians across the country, Ontario can be an unlikely destination, but what is your case for this area?
I say tourism. So someone from British Columbia or PEI traveling across Canada to visit, Ontario is vast and it's so different. You've got Carolinian forest in the south, you've got transition and maple trees in the central Ontario, and then the rocky granite outcrops of the Canadian Shield along the northern edge of the Superior coastline. It's amazing, and every time, any season, it's really quite enjoyable at any time of year.
Right. Now, the programming here in any Ontario park, tell us about it. There's cultural programming, for example.
Yeah, so cultural programming, we have at various parks, there's spirit programs and special events that showcase the voyageurs, the early settlers, the First Nations, and the cultural landscape that created Ontario, and we can describe how those parks were established and the uniqueness of them.
Okay, so what are some examples of some programs that families can take part in?
Right, so we do have a website, so on the Ontario Parks website there's events so all the current stuff will be listed there. We have fall color events, we have a Harvest Festival, Maple Syrup Festival, Christmas festivals.
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup, I know. I love the maple syrup.
Yeah. Awesome. So we just talked about, for example, learning about culture through the park. So what about Canadian cultures do you think people really find interesting or enjoyable to learn about?
Well, I think Ontario Parks offers that camping experience, and so we do have the Learn to Camp program. So if people are not used to camping or have never camped before, we can teach you how to camp, and that is a true Canadian cultural experience, and learn how to do it.
Right. Now, as a park ranger, you've been for over 25 years. What are some things that you've personally learned at these parks that you'd like other people to absorb?
I am constantly learning, I guess that's the thing. Like I'm 26, 27 years in, and I haven't been to all the parks yet. I've been up to about 80 parks.
Wow.
And there's still things, plants, trees, animals, geomorphology or geology that is unique and different. And I go, wow, that really happened. And it starts to connect the dots as to what is important to Ontario and Canada.
Right, and of course, for people who are new to the country, it's an amazing way to learn.
It is,
yeah.
And when I've done the traveling to other countries, it's like, we have that too. And so it brings a sense of home as well.
All right, well, thank you so much, Sheila, for your time.
Thank you.